there's our little Kumragh. Caravan master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there. Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who would be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks.
I'll be very clean. Cleanliness is my business.
Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood? Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle around here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, of course. Which case you'll be dead in a day.
Ah, so I have to clean out my insides. Understood.
There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night.
Shut up, Yamoni.
Around, see
don't
if
do
you
it.
Can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
Odima looks over his shoulder at his assistant, a lanky, intense man named Sparfell, who carries an old sun-bleached bow, and he's gonna go get us water. What's a good question here? Yamoni. Oh, boy.
Not if you hurry about your business, and not if the weather holds up.
So, let's see, what's this? Your character's race, or attributes, skills, class, race, culture, and sex may all open up to options for you in dialogue. These options are not necessarily superior to the other responses, but give you a wider variety of choices to select from. The manner in which someone responds to your choices depends on their individual personality and attitude. So, let's see, Kumragh is cocky. I need to actually give him a proper voice then, so... where would I find these berries?
Grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it.
I'm very well acquainted with funny-looking bushes, sir. Alright. What are those ruins?
Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pawn, so I hear.
Who did build the ruins?
Got different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much.
What kind of weather do they get out here? I am somewhat worried about getting damp.
This time of year, rain mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a beowick, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never cared to.
Well, I certainly hope I shall not be blown away. So, could you please tell me what these huge rocks are coming up out of the ground?
They don't got Adra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories. It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days.
I see.
The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
Well, then I shall go see about my twig and berries. I mean, my berries.
Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot. Not like most of this lot.
I'm hot as a rock,
You
sir.
drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
He scans over the travelers, resting his eyes at length on a sturdy, armor-clad woman who has spent the journey's nights sleeping on uneven ground without blanket or pillow.
Kaliesha. Kaliesha! He needs to find some springberries. Watch that he doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Nice.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hearken should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something
Sounds
in the
exciting.
air. If it's a Beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
All right. I'm going to turn up the
You heard
heat.
the man.
Well,
Let's get going before you keel over.
yeah, will do. I'm going to turn up the heat, though, because I think I have it down a little bit too low for my comfort. I am quite cold. I'll be right back. Okay. Just bumped it up a couple of degrees. Well, yeah, I mean, I've got... Here, hang on. I've got a hoodie that I'm wearing, but I'm going to throw on a little thin jacket. The heat is on. So, we've learned a few things. We've learned about the stones that you can kind of see. I'm putting on a jacket. We're doing a reverse striptease for you guys. Those kind of aquamarine stones in the back, those are Audra. Those are stones that, he says, extend to the very depths of the earth. And are endowed with magical properties. We also are sick with some kind of social disease, I'm sure, that will be dealt with by drinking tea from a pink berry. Wink! So we're gonna go with our chum, Kaliesha, and try to find some berries. If this is your first visit to the world of Eora, you may want to watch these windows to become familiar with the tools and interfaces available to you. I'm going to keep this up. It has been a little while since I played. Your party always consists of your character and up to 5 additional companions or adventurers. While the caravan is camped outside the Glenfathan ruins, Odima has assigned Kaliesha to help you. Kaliesha is a fighter, a class that excels at close quarters defense. Use her abilities to complement your own. To select a party member, click on their selection circle, their portrait, or press the number button that corresponds to their position in the party, starting with one at the left. To select multiple party members, click and hold anywhere on the screen and drag the marquee over the circles of the party members you'd like to include. To move selected characters, click
Not a
anywhere on the
problem.
screen where your cursor is a circle of 4 wedges. All selected characters will move, will path to their corresponding position in the formation. If you see a red circle with a slash through it, you cannot walk on that part of the map. When multiple party members are selected, the action bar is hidden. To see an individual character's options, select only that character.
Ready when you are.
We got these things. Oh, I can script them. Interesting.
What you need?
I'm just gonna go with these. That sounds good. And
Just
for
say the
me-
word.
Okay, so
Ready
we're
when you
gonna
are.
hunt around for pink berries. Now, that's a new screen to me. I don't know what.
Not a problem. Let's see what's in here.
Don't know what those signify. Those numbers. I mean. Looks like I need a mechanics level of... I'm guessing 1? I don't know. Oh yeah, you can hold shift. Is it shift or tab? It's tab. Well, anywho. We can go and look at the Audra here. These tall glass green pillars appear as if they have sprouted from the earth. The flickering fire sets shadows dancing within. Okay. And also, yeah, you can see who you can talk to and such. Most people you encounter in the world are neutral or friendly. You can interact with them By clicking on their selection circle, skeleton circle, what? Many characters will simply greet you and go on their way, but others will have larger conversations to explore. The merchant Hearken has a conversation that opens a store with equipment for sale. Neat. All kinds of beasts live in these woods, and then you have the tribes. Don't mind Odema. This is as good a place to camp as any. Good to know. It's best not to wander alone, especially so near the ruins. I've traveled with Odema before. He's never led us astray.
Just say the word.
I see more and more people on the roads these days looking for safety in towns and cities, it seems. I suppose you wouldn't know much about Blind Fathens. They're mighty protective of places like this. Caravan life doesn't agree with you, does it? You look as raw as that merchant Hearken. All kinds of beasts and... well, yeah, okay, so now we're just repeating ourselves. Oh.
Quick and quiet.
Character's ability to find hidden objects is based on his or her mechanic skill. Higher mechanic skill allows them to find objects at a greater distance. Scouting mode is used for both stealth and for finding hidden objects like traps and secret containers. While scouting, your character's selection circles will start to fill with yellow when a character is starting to detect them. Once the circle fills with yellow, the character is suspicious and will move to investigate where the circle fills red. If the circle becomes fully red, your characters will be discovered. Character's ability to find hidden objects is based on his or her... okay, so that's what I just read. I forget which button I pushed.
Anyone need
Oh,
supplies?
it's Alt.
I'll go on
I've
ahead.
got sundries for sale.
So this is the merchant. You see a man wearing simple but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
He scratches one cheek with his knuckles. It's covered with uneven stubble, as if he hasn't quite gotten used to shaving on the road.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
I seem to recall that you can buy a couple things. I think we're already armed, though. Stores allow you to trade and sell your items for copper pieces or items in the store's inventory. Merchants buy items from you at a greatly reduced price. If you sell something, you may see it appear in the store's inventory with a much higher cost. Stores periodically refresh their inventories. Splendid. So I remember being kind of annoyed by this whole interface. There we go. Okay, this is actually a little different from when I last played, and again, it's been a while. So I have a great sword.
Something else you need?
I'm just seeing if I can get back to the... well, no. So that's still
Something
not
else
good.
you need?
Anyways, I just wanted to see if you could compare inventory with what the merchant is selling. Doesn't appear to be the case. So I think all of the items that he sells are either too expensive for us to use or to buy, or are comparable to what we already have. So I'm not going to worry about it. So we're going to go out and explore. And I hit Alt for some reason again. It's Tab. Take a look in here. And so apparently these are not considered stealing, which is strange to me, but whatever. I already have one.
Ready when you are.
See? Do I need to buy another one?
Not a problem.
What you need?
Not a problem.
How crucial is that, Kebab? Like, don't spoil things, of course, but... Yep, that's a horse, alright. Looks like there's some fungus growing on this wall here. Orland's Cradle. Sweet, zesty Orland's Cradle. Well, I know... So this is the fallen tree.
Not looking forward to trying to lift that thing tomorrow.
That's what she said. What? God, terrible. Will I absolutely need another one? Is my question. Like, is it Exploration is key in Pillars of Eternity as you make your way through the Eastern Reach to open the area map to see parts of the map you've already been to and what's left to explore. So I think that's just M, yeah. So we have this ruin here. Let's see if we can sneak into it. It's got a lamp. It's clearly some kind of habitation happening. The only reason I'm asking, I guess, is because I don't want to, like, play... I want to play this as though I'm playing it, you know, for realsies. Travelers, maybe, or looters, or bandits. Bad sign anyway you look. You figure it. Looks like we've got a couple corpses here. So we have leather armor and then a lockpick. Okay. Corpse is cold to the touch, and a ripe smell wafts from it in putrid waves. A dark, crusted blood stain smirches its simple linen clothing.
Nothing will slip past me.
No, I didn't mean to do that. I don't know why I keep hitting Alt. It's so strange. What is this here? Okay, so let me put it like this, Kebab. Would there have been any reason for me to buy an additional greatsword without the knowledge that you have? Like, is there any cue that I would get to buy one? Use the tab key to highlight it. Oh, we already learned that lesson. See, look. I'm hitting tab, nothing's happening. Okay.
This is recent. Not good.
Yeah, this looks a little bit mysterious. Beer! Wait, I didn't take it, did I? I did take it. Like how it's still interactable as a container. We just took it all out of there and left the bottle. But yeah, I mean, there are games where I'm pretty knowledgeable about the, you know, there are situations where it's good to prepare yourselves in certain ways. And having that foreknowledge is kind of unavoidable for me. This is a game that I'm playing largely blind, and, you know, I kind of want to experience it on its own merits, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't want any spoilers. Okay. If I could be a little bit more parsimonious with my weird speech there. Burned lady! Lady!
Let's check by those outcroppings.
Will do. Oh. Pillars of Eternity combat uses a pausable real-time system because you will often manage more than one character at a time. It's a good idea to pause the game, issue orders, and resume real-time to see orders play out. The options menu also contains many choices for automatic pausing when certain conditions are met, e.g. the start of combat. Okay, so, Kumragh gonna attack this young wolf, and guess what? Kaliesha's gonna also do the same thing.
Just
What
say
do you
the
know?
word.
One of your characters has been engaged in melee. When the characters are engaged, they immediately stop moving. If they move again, they will provoke a disengagement attack from the enemies engaging them. Your characters will also automatically engage enemies when they initiate attacks against them with melee weapons. So yeah, you can't just run away, basically is what that's saying. All characters in the game, friend and foe, have 4 primary defenses against attacks: deflection, fortitude, reflex, and will. These defenses are based on the character's attributes, level, items, and other effects. Accuracy is compared to the appropriate defenses. When an attack is made, if accuracy is below the targeted defense, the attack suffers a penalty to the roll and is more likely to result in a miss. If accuracy is above the targeted defense, the attack is more likely to result in a crit. Okay. Oh my goodness. All attacks that do damage have to overcome the target's damage reduction, DR. So this is a lot like D&D with like armor class and like certain spells being based on certain stats, like whether or not they hit or certain attacks. It's pretty standard. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and yeah, this all makes sense to me. I'm gonna move on. Pooned. Okay. So shit. I probably actually should be in scouting
Ready
mode,
when you
huh?
are.
Oh, and he's glowing with
Sit.
loot. Oh, wait, fuck. I didn't mean to do that. That's the berries. Ah. So we have a common background with Kaliesha. I didn't know this. So what's a slave doing? Oh, no, wait. It's because we're a slave. She's asking us this question. So what's a slave doing in the free Palatinate of Direwood? Guessing those marks on your back didn't come from loving caresses. You don't want to know where those marks came from. So this is mostly for flavor, I imagine. Where would our Kumragh work? Would he work on a galley at sea? I think that's probably the obvious choice. How's it that you happen to come here? Our ship was wrecked. Most of us were pulled to the bottom by our chains. I was lucky. We conspired against our masters. When we found an opening, we took over the ship and sent them overboard. Someone bought me out of slavery. It's something I can never pay back, or that isn't your business. Yeah, found an opening. Alright, fair enough. Do what you can to survive. What else can someone be expected to do? Been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. What Radrick's offer makes a girl think. I'll give him that. You're here to settle like the rest of the lot? It's a hard effort to pass up. No, I'm just passing through. I hadn't given it much thought. So, I imagine he's kind of a dimwit. Or I'm just passing through. I come and go as I please. It's usually the case with the big city, just a little ways further up the same road. Where are you headed? Nowhere special, just putting as much time and distance between me and the old life as I possibly can. I'm going to continue on to the city, see where that takes me. I'll probably wander for a while. Somewhere I can make some money. Man after my own heart. May your luck be better than mine. Anyways, I'm wasting time here. Odima will give me an earful. Let's be on our way. Why are you here? Kaliesha sighs unevenly. Her eyes search the ground at her feet. My sister moved out here some time back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried. But that's how she always is. This time, though, she asked me to come out. And that's got me a little worried. I haven't seen her in ages, but been doing guide work in Ixon Middle. But I'd do anything for her. She's a much better woman than me, so I'm here and we'll see. Odima I've worked with before. He doesn't usually drive a route this way, but he's doing it for me. Tell me about yourself. I've got simple needs. I like open skies and far horizons. I find work that lets me live that way. My family wanders too. We started in Direwood, but my parents ended up in the Living Lands. I've got a brother in Rawatai and another in Adir. My sister in Gilded Vale. She's the only real homebody. What can you tell me about the Direwood? I'm not much for history, but from what I know, it used to be part of the Adir Empire. It broke off after a war some years back. The locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. I've been out of touch, but I've been hearing weird kinds of things lately. People having trouble giving birth, I guess. A lot of them. Been going on for years now, but somehow it's getting worse. Well, you know what? Never mind. With an uneasy tremor in her voice, she adds, "I'll have to ask my sister more about it." All right, let's go. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath that Sparfle's getting you water anytime soon. He does what he feels like when he feels like it. We should check up on him first, slap him around a little. Stream's just down that way. Come on, let's get you your water. Okay, so there was some loot.
Nothing will slip past me.
But it is gone. Oh wait, no, it's right there. Idiot. We'll just take that. Now,
What you need?
I'm going to give myself all of that armor. And let's see. I already have hide armor. Oh, this is leather armor. Now, somebody was saying don't wear leather armor. Ooh, fancy. What a fancy lad. But I like the tattered look. I think it fits Kumragh. As you receive quests, your journal will update with relevant information. If you ever get stuck, open it up to review your notes. Very good, very good. That's nice.
Yeah?
Okay. Add myth sweat. This is the way back. The path winds through a narrow canyon back the way you came. Grooves on the road mark the
Shouldn't stray too
passage
far.
of hundreds of caravans. Thank you. And I think we've pretty much explored most everything. There's the ruins back behind us. If he's getting water, wouldn't he be down by the river? In a van down by the river! Hola, niños! Me llamo Kumragh! It's terrible. That's a horrible thing. Horrible thing to hear. There's a bag. How did I miss that earlier?
What a surprise. Sparfle went hunting. At least he left the water skins.
Ah,
Come
so
on.
he was over here. Crouch at the riverbank and dip your water skin into the cool water while Kaliesha waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. You've gained an item. Full water skin! Wow! Out of the trees emerges Sparfle, one of the guides, barely discernible in the dim moonlight. Ooh. Heavy breathing. Now it's exciting. He no longer carries his bow, and there's strangeness to his gait, his stride wobbly as he moves toward you with labored breath. Kaliesha
Sparfle?
frowns.
Are you alright?
Sparfle's toe catches on a rock, and he collapses forward in a heap, the feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag. Shenanigans!
Ambush!
Uh-oh.